YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington football team video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the real reason why Dwayne Haskins got benched by Rivera. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, in this case, our Washington football team. And let's get straight into today's video. Roll the intro, baby. We are Washington. Let's get it. I know it has Dwayne Haskins in it. We're still going to keep it because, I mean, he's still on the team. And quite frankly, I don't feel like changing it. Unless you want me to, then I'll do it. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Where all my Washington fans at? Y'all the Washington football team. How do you expect to be good, man? Y'all are trash. 3-13 yet again. Blah, blah, blah. Listen. We Washington. Chase him with the sack, rush him down. Feel like I'm sick every time he get the ball. You know it's a touchdown. Who that out wide? McLaurin, 17. You know that he's scoring. It's right off the edge. He's stopping the run. This defense is crazy. It's number one. Look at Trash, the way that he punt. You get it? We Washington, man. We Washington. Before we take a deep dive into Rivera and why he, benched Dwayne Haskins, it seems like we already know why, but it's some more stuff to the story that, wasn't put out there, and we're going to take a deep dive into that. But before we do, I have two quotes and two things that I want you guys to hear, and I'm going to read them off to you. The first thing is about how Dwayne Haskins' work ethic wasn't as good as we thought. So we have a quote from an anonymous person, obviously. It says, teammates had tried to motivate Haskins according to a person with knowledge of the situation earlier this season. The person said at least one teammate told the 23-year-old that he needed to work harder by pointing out Alex Smith, who was the third stringer at the time, how he arrived earlier on the scene and worked harder than he did, and he's not even the one that's starting. And then they also went on to say that he did not lead to change Haskins' behavior, or Haskins' behavior did not, change after multiple times teammates, told him that his work ethic, hey man, you need to change, you need to get better, you need to get more serious about your job. And even after they told him, he still continued to do what he did, you know what I'm saying? And that takes a toll on the locker room, man, and you can clearly see first 4 weeks of the season, we were in those games, and you can see the big person that was holding us back was Dwayne Haskins. We're doing well enough on both sides of the ball to actually win all 4 of those games to a certain extent, but it all falls back on the quarterback's shoulders. So it seems like in that first quote that teammates started to notice that, and they tried to tell Dwayne Haskins, hey man, you need to tighten up, and it seems like he just flared them off. And you can't do that when you're a quarterback in the National Football League, especially a young one. The next thing I want you guys to hear is by Kevin Sheehan. Athletic story about Haskins says that the players were all logged on with how much game film/film prep that they were watching, and Haskins' prep was extremely low, too much focused on social media and outside activities. Again, like I've been saying, the players want to win. They've been doing everything they could to win. Terry McLaurin getting open on everybody. Everyone has been doing their part, and it just seems like Dwayne Haskins has been the only one not living up to it. And quite frankly, you can see that. His social media, he's the one that's posting the most. After every game, he's immediately running to social media. I know you guys remember a couple weeks back, I think it was the Browns game actually, or it could have been the Cardinals game. I think it was the Browns game where I say he was acting like a little girl because he knew he played bad. He had 3 interceptions. I believe it was the Browns game. He had 3 interceptions in the Browns game, but I believe that it was the one where he made the specific post where he said something about Wi-Fi and don't be a fan later. Something that didn't make sense, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's always running to social media after everything. 3 hours before the game or 2 hours before the game, even when you're supposed to be preparing for the game and your matchup, he's on social media. It seems like he's worried about being famous and being more of I guess a superstar on social media than he is his actual job. So that leads me into my next point, to why Dwayne Haskins was actually benched. Now, before we get into my next point about how he was actually benched, let's go over the play that led to him getting benched. Shout out to Louis T for the video of showing everyone. He's on Patreon, so make sure you guys go over to his Patreon and actually subscribe so you can go down to every film breakdown. But he actually put out a video of showing the play that got Dwayne Haskins benched. So he was out the gun, running back in the backfield, 3 receivers at the top of the screen, Terry McLaurin in the slot working on Marlon Humphreys. Dwayne Haskins takes the snap. Terry McLaurin looked like he was running a deep crossing route across the middle, and he smokes Marlon Humphreys off the line. He literally beats Marlon Humphreys off the line. Marlon Humphreys is trailing behind him as Terry McLaurin is running wide open across the middle, and here's Dwayne Haskins staring his receivers down, staring Isaiah Wright down when you have Terry McLaurin running wide open across the middle. Now, it's a multitude of plays that got him benched, but that one right there cut it loose. That one right there was like, hey, we got to get him out of here. Now, with that being said, after we're going over the plays that led him to being benched, also the 2-minute drill in the second half, Ron Rivera wanted to see how his young quarterback was going to handle it, and he handled it atrociously. Dwayne Haskins, that is. And it's like I said, it just was a multitude of plays that led him to being benched. But that one play got him benched. Real reason why Ron Rivera benched Dwayne Haskins, in my opinion, I feel as though Ron Rivera benched Dwayne Haskins is because he was starting to lose the locker room. Like he said in his press conference, he could see that. Fans couldn't see the frustration on the players' faces during the sidelines. That's things that Ron Rivera could see, and he could feel. Ron Rivera is not no young coach. He's been in this league for many years as a player and as a coach rather. So he knows when he feels the team is starting to turn on him. Like, we're doing everything we can to win, but it's just that one player that's ruining everything. And Ron Rivera had to quickly make a change at quarterback, because if he didn't, the locker room would have turned on him. And after a locker room turns on you, it is not easy to get it back. I could almost guarantee that you don't get it back. So Ron Rivera essentially made the hard decision. He made it look easy to bench Dwayne Haskins. The easy decision would have just kept going with Dwayne Haskins. He would have kept seeing him fail. He would have been 4-12, and we would have been drafting top 3, top 5 in the draft yet again. But Ron Rivera sees that this team is capable of winning, and so happens to be that your biggest position, the quarterback, is the one that's holding everything back. Now, let this division have played out how it was supposed to play out. Washington was going to be bad, the Giants were going to be bad, and the Eagles and the Cowboys were supposed to play how they were supposed to play, 3-1, 4-0. If that happened how it was supposed to happen, Dwayne Haskins would have never got benched. But Ron Rivera sees that we have a chance to actually win this division and, somehow make a postseason run this year. And he has no other choice but to pull Dwayne Haskins, because Dwayne Haskins isn't getting the job done. So we have a chance to win this division, guys. And I'm talking strictly for the guys that still are mad about the benching of Dwayne Haskins. Now, I was one of those guys when it immediately happened, but after listening to Ron Rivera speak, Scott Turner, and Kyle Allen all speak, it makes sense. We still have a chance to win this division, and we have a big 4-game stretch ahead of us, starting with the Los Angeles Rams this week. You have a winnable 4-game stretch, and this is going to tell you a lot about this team within these next 4 games. Was it Dwayne Haskins that was holding this team back to being as good as it could have been? Or like Ron Rivera said, if it blows up in his face, he'll take full blame of it. But at least try it. At least try it while you still have a chance to be successful this season. Kyle Allen is the right move. And he's not that much better than Dwayne Haskins, but he knows the offense. He knows how it's ran. He knows how to hit the open targets when it's supposed to happen. So why not give him a chance to prove himself? I feel that a lot of people forget that Kyle Allen was supposedly, this is basically his rookie year. His actual rookie year, he only played one game, and that was at the last game of the season. He played in filling for Cam Newton. So last year was the only chance that he really got some full bump, and he didn't even get a full season. So he's young. And I'm not saying it's going to happen, but who's to rule Kyle Allen out to be this franchise quarterback? He's still young, just like Dwayne Haskins. So why not give it a try? You know what I'm saying? So the moral of the story is, the real reason why Dwayne Haskins got benched, and I'm pretty sure we all knew this, was 1, he was not taking his job serious. 2, he just couldn't run the offense. He's still learning. And 3, Rivera sees that we still have a chance to win this division. Ron Rivera sees that this team has what it takes to win. And quite frankly, he's doing the right thing. So with that being said, we have the real reason behind everything. And it's me, boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington football team. And it's Kyle Allen season, man. Peace.